if you think about the other properties in the Bourne universe, the movies especially, and the books, they're different. In the movies, you want to empathize with Bourne. In the books, you want to think like Bourne, right? But in our game, I want you to be Bourne. So when I say what the Bourne Conspiracy is all about, it's about becoming Jason Bourne. It's about becoming both the Jason Bourne of the Treadstone Assassin and the Jason Bourne that lost his memory, and being able to experience both of those. The Bourne Conspiracy is its own story, but it's reimagining bits and pieces from the Bourne Identity, the first movie, and weaving a story that basically explains what it was like to be Bourne before he was a $30 million malfunctioning weapon, when he was actually a Treadstone Assassin. So we have that in the form of flashback missions that kind of explain a hidden part of what went on during the Bourne Identity. So looking at Jason Bourne, it's like, you got to, fighting is just such a huge part of who that character is in terms of what would be fun to have under your thumb, right, on a video game controller. So being able to make that work and make it work in a cinematic way was our objective, and it was tough. It was not easy because we had to do a lot of custom camera code and custom almost everything to make animation code to make that the feeling of cinematic takedowns and Bourne's fighting style based on Cali really come through in the game. Well, the short answer to how it is that we're doing the fighting system, what it feels like to watch the fighting system, is that it kicks ass, right? It's cool. The way we're making it cool is we give the player enough control, but there are times when the cameras are moving and the player isn't having control, but they're very small, minute pieces of time, and they're fun. They're really fun. We also have a lot of variety in the game. So that's kind of how we're doing it. Smart cameras, really good cinematography, a good set of controls in terms of what you can do. You've got 2 different punches, you've got special moves on those punch buttons, you've got a block button, you've got a takedown button, and then you have a mini game that you play when you're doing multiple takedowns on multiple people, and what we call quick action events, in order to even make those more interactive. So almost everything in the game, whenever we can, we've added a touch of interactivity to it. In the Bourne Conspiracy, you can weaponize anything. Anything you can imagine. So if you've got a crate, you can smash somebody's head against that crate. If there's a pole, you're going to be able to smash them against that pole. If there's a car, you can smash them down on that car. We have all sorts of special moves, and everything in the world is tagged, so we can use it as a weapon. Likewise, you can disarm your enemies and use their own weapon against them in a really very choreographed move, just like Bourne does. You'll be able to pick up things like screwdrivers or common household objects and use them against your enemies. So there's just a huge variety of things that you can do, and fitting, again, the Jason Bourne motif of he travels light and he uses what's around him.